Okay, yeah, the recording has started. Okay, yeah. So good evening, everyone, and thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for. Please, can somebody help me to accept? Let me see if I can accept this person. Okay. Great. I hope we can all see my screen now, and I hope we can hear me very well, right? So, what I want to share with us tonight, right, is brief and short, just to buttress what we already know in Excel. Are we together, guys? Hello, are we together?
Yes,
All
yeah.
right, thank you. All right, thank you. So, what I want to say for recap in Excel tonight is around key functions, right, that we deal with. Excel has over 400, over 450, if I'm not exaggerating, right? But I can actually tell us that in in our day-to-day in our day-to-day activity, right? You will never use more than, let me say, up to 10, like core functions in Excel. We never use more than maximum 15, right? So if you know that you can actually use these 15 functions very well, you don't need to feel like maybe you don't know Excel, or maybe I still don't know Excel very well. No, right? You're actually good enough. And one of the function I'll start by saying is this unique, right? And I'll try to tell us where they comes in. Our sum if, which I know that most of us know how to use them already, right? Count ifs, which other one? Let's say VLOOKUP, right? Let's say XLOOKUP. And for us that did not have XLOOKUP on our system, right? We can make use of index and match, right? Which other functions are key like that? I think so far that I think I've been working around more of more around all this function more, right? Not to talk of there are some that are available on 365, which are like your VStack, your HStack, right? And all these test splits test before, right? All those ones just comes in handy. There are still a way around them in case now, but majorly, I think you always work with some of all these functions like count and counter, right? Count and counter. Let me put count and counter here. These functions. I think so far, I think we won't be working beyond this in our day-to-day running, right? And maybe once in a while, we'll be working around with concatenate, right? That's just what we want to do, right? You're working around more with concatenate, not just when you want to join one cell or two cells and all, you want to join them together, right? Another key part that we need to know also is this under this our data validation here, where you have this our text to column. I'm sure most of us know it, right? And now let me just try and paint a scenario, right? I was at work, I think last month. Yeah, let me see, last month, early this month. A manager called me. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me, guys? Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, all right. So the manager called me and told me that, I said, Paul, I want this number to be on a straight line. Then he gave me sample. He said, you want it to be like this, 27, comma, you want everything to be together, right? Instead of everything being like this. Immediately he gave me, I think, how am I going to do it? Guess what I did, right? It's just first I know that I need to add comma to this cell, right? So I do make use of my concatenate style, which I'm sure most of us already know this style. It's not new to us, and in case we don't know it, so I do this, then I have something like this. So what I do next, I drag it down. So I'm able to have that value. So for this last one that I know that will be pending, I remove the comma manually. Now it remains for me to now put it in what? On a straight line, right? What did I do? I stick to concatenate, right? I just bring this one in, then I drag it like this. Then I put everything up in a straight line. It was wow. Hey, how do you do it? How do you do that? How do you do this, right? When it comes to we implementing Excel at work, right? We just need to know what some function does. It's not every time that we say, I know what if function does. I know everything. What of scenarios that you've not even seen before that require ifs? How do you know? What of scenario that you've not seen that require you to use test split, that require you to use concatenate? How do you even know the approach? And that is why that we mastering basic functions in Excel is very key. And why did I say is very key is because once you know what COUNTIF does, you know how to use COUNTIF, you know the scenario to use COUNTIF, right? No matter the kind of question your manager is going to bring for you at work, you will never have any challenge. Because why? You already know that, okay, if they're asking me something around do sales by region, you already know that, oh, I'll be using my summit to calculate the sales. I'll be using it. No matter the way the question is going to come, so far you already know how to master this summit, it won't be difficult for you. Immediately this manager came and asked me to do like this for him, right? Normally, nobody that does not know how to use this concatenate, right? But see the approach that the concatenate have to come in. I first used it to join these words together, then use it to join. Later, I was even now thinking that I should be able to even use, I should even be able to use this style to do it, right? Something like this. I should even be able to use this style to do it. But yeah, I should be able to do it this style, right? I think like this. Then yeah, I think I should be able to do it. But the issue is the comma have to be keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming, keep on coming. So let me just split it down. Likewise in Excel, likewise in tech, anything that you want to do, just simplify it. Don't look at it from the top. It's very difficult. What is the first step that you need to do? Interpret that question, right? You already painted the scenario for myself. You want to have it like this. So first thing first, and I know that this place now does not have comma. I need to add comma. How will I add comma? Then I have to bring this style into it. Now I need to bring everything on a straight line. That's when you know where your concatenate comes in. That's just it. So concatenate. I think for this one too, there is a function called to row. If I'm right, there is a function called to row that we can actually use to do it too. Okay, but to row split it inside column. To row does not match it. It split it out inside the column separate. So that one does not actually give me the exact. But this was what I used at work, right? Why am I trying to show some of these things? Like Excel functions are things that we already know. We just need to master their normal way, or should I say their application, how we apply them in the real world, right? And that's by the way. Another thing I'll be mentioning of again is I'm sure we all know the difference between count and count A. Am I right? Do we know the difference between them? Hello?
Yes.
All right, great. So don't let us make maybe it stay to take confused. I don't know Excel. I still feel like I don't know Excel. My sis, my brother, there is no more than Excel than basic functions that you know in Excel. There is nothing more than that, right? Please, unique. How do you know that you need to use unique in the question? Is when they give you a test, a data set like that, and they ask you that, oh, can you do sales by country for us? And you definitely know that immediately you want to do sales by country. You have Canada here, you have Australia here. You are seeing Australia appearing 2 times, you are seeing Canada appearing 2 times, right? That means you need to know, okay, how much is actually for Canada. Even though Canada is applying 5 times, you need to pick only one country should represent for Canada. Are we together, guys? Are you getting me? Are you getting me? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir,
can
I
hear
get.
you.
All right. All right.
So
Yes.
that yourself.
Okay. So when they ask you question like this, give us the sales distribution across country, and you visited the column, you say, you have Canada, you have Canada, you have Australia, you have United. That means what? You need to extract the unique function here. Though there is difference between unique and distinct, right? Do we know the difference between both? Or I should show us unique and distinct. Hello? Do you know the difference between unique and distinct, or they are the same thing? Who want to talk? Who wants to tell us? Or who want to say something about that? Hello? Are they the same thing or they are different?
Just show us, please.
Eh? Okay.
Show us the
So
difference.
that, yes, there's actually difference between both. And let me just use a very simple example that we can get, right? So let me generate a random value 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, right? 3. Now, I will use unique. I will tag this heading unique. Then I'll tag this place distinct, right? So when we talk of unique just simply talks around you picking a single value that at least that appear once. Even though it appear multiple times, you should only pick it once. But when you talk of distinct you only pick value that only occur once. That only occur once. Now let's see the unique. Now to extract unique. You have unique here. See now, if you want to extract unique, this is how you do it. Unique now. This is how to do unique. Can you see? Even though one is occurring more than once, it's only picking it as what? As one. Two is appearing 2 times, but it's only picking one, right? But now, if you talk of distinct, means value that only occur once, that does not occur twice, right? And how do you do that is this. You select your array, right? This one by column, you can ignore it, right? Comma, then true. That appear exactly once. That's your what? That's your that's your distinct. Then pick true here or put one. One should be like this. Can you see now? This is our distinct now. That they do not occur more than once. They only appear once. Hello, are you with me, guys? When I say it's only distinct, ó yàtọ̀ láàrin wọn. So this is the slight difference between distinct and unique, right? In SQL, if you want to enforce your unique, that's what you do. How many of us know SQL here? Before I try to, do you have idea of constraints in SQL? Before I dive into it, let's respond now.
Yes.
All right. So there is something we call constraints in SQL where we have our null, not null, right? We have our default, not null. We have our default. We have our check, right? Then we have another which is called this unique. By the time you enforce any column with what unique, you ensure that you never have any value being duplicated on that particular field, or let me say column now, right? Anyone that can understand, because in SQL that column is now your field, right? Whereas all these values will now become your attribute. Exactly how to enforce your unique. If you want to do your distinct in SQL, that's why you can do select distinct. Even though that value is appearing 20 times, 50 times, once you've done what? Select distinct, it will only pick that value once. Are we together, everyone? Are we together? Any question? Do you understand the difference between unique and distinct now?
Yes.
All right, good. So you need to, once they give you a question, say, can we know our sales distribution? Can we know our this? First thing you need to do is what? You need to extract the unique value from that column. Okay, what now happens in case your Excel does not have this unique? Because I know that not all of us actually are using 365 rather, right? You can see my own is even about to expire, right? There is a function normally called unique, as you can see here. But peradventure, if your own does not have it, what is the shortcut that you can do is come to the particular column that you want to extract, right? Copy it like this, right? Go to your new sheet, open new sheet here, paste it, right? Come to your data. Under your data, find your sort and filter. You see this advanced there. Click this advanced, just click OK. You have this value. Can you see? Once you have this value, click what? Filter to unique. Don't forget, filter to unique. You are not putting any criteria filtering here. Filter to unique. From there, click OK. Can you see? It has helped us to filter. Then you can now what? Copy this value here. Right? Come back to the page where you want to do your analysis. I think I've gone far. Yeah. Let's maybe want to do it here. Paste it as value. Paste as value so that because your second sheet here that you have here is actually it filter it to unique. It's not that maybe it extracted the unique out. See now, if I unfilter this place now, can you see? So that's why I actually copy and paste as value. So I'm going to remove every underlying functions or anything. So this one can stand alone on its own. Then from here, I can now run my what? I can now run my sum if. When they ask us, oh, which are the country that are performing in terms of profit now? Let me bring it up and show us more. Let's try and make it interesting, right? Range. I'm sure we all know how to use sum if. Hello, everyone. I'm sure we all know how to use sum if, right? Or we did not know, so I can know how to explain. Let's talk, guys. How many of us are on the call? We are not responding, no. How many of us know how to use sum if? How many of us does not know how to use sum in?
I know how to use some if, but let's practicalize it on behalf of those people that didn't know how to use it.
All right, great. So once you run it, where is the page? Yeah. Your range, when you hear anything range means the column that is containing your condition. Let me just use it like that. Okay, what do you want to find? You want to sum all the sales for Canada. Okay, where do you have Canada? Which column is containing that Canada? That's exactly what your range is, right? And range is also means that from the start and end of where you want to work with. This time around now, I'm selecting the H of H. I can tell and say, no, I don't want to, I only want to work from here. I only want to work with Canada that exists from this. It's still your range, right? It's still your range. So when we talk of range just means the column containing the value you are looking for, the value that you want to sum. Then once you've selected the range, then that means that what is that value you're actually looking for in this? So that's when you now come back here. Come back here and click your Canada. Oh, sorry, I didn't press. I was supposed to press comma. H of H, comma. Then press my Canada. What does this thing mean in the real world? It's like this. A class teacher just called the class captain and say, go to SS3B, call me Sheung. You see that teacher calling that student, say, go to SS3B. That SS3B now is the range. Now, when he gets to SS3B, what should he do? Now say, well, you should call me Sheung. That Sheung now is now the criteria. Hello, are we together now? Right? Are we together? So why am I trying to do some of all these things with us? That some of us always feel like, I don't know some of all this function. It is the end and the use of it. If you're able to master some, if strike it out of all the functions that you want to learn about. There is nothing else around it. Right? Then sum, what is the value that you want to sum? Is it sales? Just ensure that anything that will be your sum range should be numerical value. It can be salary, it can be sales, it can be fuel, it can be discount, it can be expenses, it can be anything, right? Just ensure that whatever value that you are going to put inside this your sum range should be something that can be aggregated, something that you can sum. Let's want to do by profit now. So can just easily, I want to move this thing off there, right? Profit here. Then press enter. So once you've done something like this as an analyst, right, your work has not ended. You've done this. Now put it in a proper format. Add your currency to it, right? So that nobody will be asking you, do you mean carton? Do you mean pieces? If you can put dollar, right? If you want to remove the zero at the back, remove it. Something like this. Now, I always tell people, don't just do your analysis like this for your manager and say, yes, I'm done with it. No, all this value here does not make more sense to your manager. Try to put it in percentage, right? Try to put it in percentage. And how do you put it in percentage is this. Is equals to this divided by sum, right? What do we want to sum? We want to sum all this together. Then, how many of us know what we call cell reference in Excel? How many of us knows it very well? Then we have this value. I can click my percentage here, and I can click my drop down. How many of us understand cell reference in Excel very well? How many of us understood it very well? Let's respond. This is a time for us to just do recap on our general Excel, which I know that we are all good. So that you can know that yes, with this now, I'm already doing good in Excel. So not like you see, let me say maybe another boot camp, say I want to go and learn again, right? So that you can take your time off some courses and move forward to higher ones, right? Because what I noticed during my stay was like, for some of all these functions, I actually know them, but I always feel as if I don't know them very well. I don't know them very well. I don't know them very well, right? Once you're able to say, okay, this for me, this how the what, this is the strength, this is the end of it. Move on. If it's Power BI you want to learn, move on and concentrate on Power BI. Not that you learned some if this week. You see, if I don't know it again, you come back there next week. No, we are wasting our time. I liked all the functions in Excel that you know, that you can master very well. Move to the one that you don't know very well. After you are done, practice it, move on to the next course on your next topic that you want to learn. If not, you will keep on dwelling 6 months, say, I never know Excel, I want to know Excel more. Whereas you are already good at it. Once you're able to practice 2 or 3 and you know the scenarios, what I mean by scenario is question that can warrant you to use a particular function. You know how the question will always come. Who is the best country performing? Who is the highest sales customer? Who are the bottom lowest customer doing this and that? Once you hear any question around sales, sum of sales distribution, know that you are going to use your sum if to get it. By the time you now use your sum if to get it, from your results, and you're now able to know what the top performing countries or maybe customer in whatever scenario that you want to do, right? Like I work in this company, I can say I want to say check for the fuel that collected vehicle that the truck that covered the highest odometer, right? I check that, oh, which vehicle comes to the workshop frequently. I use all this, right? This is the practical. Using some if does not go beyond this, but what happens is that scenario for you to use some myth will not always come direct. They can ask you, who is our worst performing customer? How do you know worst performing customer? Is until you now do your sales distribution across your customer. Then you now come and do maybe something like, let me put revenue here, right? Then can now come and do your sort and filter. I'm sure we all know that one, right? Control shift. Then you can now do your what smallest to the highest. If they want to see the two, you can say now these are the two lowest, right? And that's by the way. Another thing is try as much as possible to always put whatever we are doing in percentage format. It's you see all this value here. Your manager does not understand them much. Like, I won't lie to you because it doesn't have that enough time to be comparing in his head. Which one is higher? Is this one higher? Is this one? No. But once you put it in a percentage like this, from here he's able to align percent. For 9%, you can trace down like this. You can see the country. Maybe you have to call the manager in charge of that location, or call the department, or call them. What are you guys doing? You contributed 9% of our sales, this thing, and blah blah blah, right? You can use it and do it, and you are done with your report. Hello, are you with me, guys? Are you with me?
Yes, boss.
All right. So that's it for the sum if, the same approach goes with sum ifs too. What is the difference between them is this one can handle one criteria, this one can handle more than one criteria. How do you know when you want to handle more than one criteria? Is the way the question is going to come. Oh, can I know our sales performance by our customer and their region? Once you hear any question around that, you hear what? Customer. Just listen to the question. You hear customer and region. Once you hear anything like this, just know that what? Sum if will never handle that again now. You will now have to come and use your what? Your sum ifs. So we just need to understand question of how they will come. It's not like we don't know how to use Kante. It's not like maybe we don't know what Kante is being used for. But in the real world, do we know how the question is going to come? And that is what I'm trying to show us here. Give us sales performance by product. Already you are using some, but once you are hearing two criteria, give us sales according to their age group and their gender. Know that you are coming to what? To your sum if. And some ifs take different approach to this one. Some if take different approach. So let me try to bring the formula out so that we can see it. Oh, sorry. Yeah, what happened? Why is it not going? I want to reference I want us to see the formula and compare it. I don't want to go. Okay. Can you see that in this one now, the particular column that you want to work with, that you want to sum, right, is one coming last, right? But when you talk of your sum ifs, see now, this is how to know. You don't need to cram it. Just know the scenarios that can warrant you to use each formula. Practice it and you are done. You move on to the next formula. You have your H of H here. Is talking about what? About the conditional column, which is the what's the name called? The range containing the value where you want to look for this country, right? But in some ifs, the value is not going to change. The sum range that was last year is now going to come first year, which will now be P of P. It's one that will be last year, that will be first year now. Then followed by this, your normal, this normal value that we have here, H of H, right? H of H, comma. Then you can select AHA. You can see now we have the same value here. Can we see now? We have our what? We have our the same value. That's exactly how to use sum if and count if. You can use any one that fits well for you, right? Yeah, so count ifs, you already know anything that they will count. In case they're asking you how many customer patronize us today, how many invoice, how many this. Immediately you are hearing how many. Just know that you are using count if and count ifs. Just know immediately you are hearing anything that deal with how many customer patronize us today, how many this board so goods here. Just know that you are using what count. You just like I always try to relate it to your knowledge that you can understand. It's just like saying how many students are in class today. What will you do when you want to know how many students in class? You start counting those students. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? If you have a 20 student and they ask you how many students are female, you start what? You start counting only the female. After counting only the female, you now whatever result that you get, you subtract it from the general population. Then it gives you your what total number of male. And what did I mean is this now? A total population in the class is 59, right? And out of this 59, female is already 39. Automatically tells us that what we are already having male to be what to be 20. We just need to be smart in our calculation. You don't need to again and say because you've done formula that give you 39, you have to go and do formula that will give you this one. No, just subtract your result from here. Except if the inventory is not right. That's when you subtract one from it, that it will not be right. Plus or minus, it should always be right. And how did I mean? For like my friend that is in inventory, now if you receive 500 goods, right? You sold 300. Automatically, you already know what your sales is, 200. That's what you have in your store. Except maybe somebody stole your stock or somebody went out with 2 products instead of 1. That's when my affect this your 200. But normal circumstances, everything should be what? Should be right. That's exactly how our sum ifs works. Where's this page? That's exactly how sum if and sum if work, including count if. Anytime you are hearing 1, 2, 3, just know that you are what? You are dealing with count if. You are not stressing yourself. Just run your formula. Right? Any question, guys? Any question? Hello?
We are with you.
Okay. All right. What's happening? What's happening? I'm coming. Save this. Okay. Right. So next thing, don't try to bother yourself. Maybe I don't know Excel very well. I want to learn Excel very well. No. Right. VLOOKUP. How do you know you have to use VLOOKUP is when they give you a data set now, officially now, when I go to work, then right, my manager just gave me he gave me some list of trucks. Let's say maybe WE, you know how plate number vehicle looks like now. He gave me something like this. SCSD 47 SU. He gave me something. And next thing I'm reading that, Paul, please get me the name of, get me the date of purchase of all this vehicle. That's exactly how the question is. Like, you want to know when those trucks are being in operation and how old are they. Hearing the question very well. Oh. You want me to know that, Paul, check out this plate number. I need you to tell me when was their purchase date, or let me say operational date, right? The day that they integrated them into operation. Immediately he gave me that data. I look at it, I scroll to the right, I scroll to the right. What did that tell me? I said, boss, there is still an extra file, so that this file is not completed. That there is a master sheet that contains the full details of all this truck. You know, so what the time I said, yeah, like from this sheet now, there is no this date, there is no this and that information that you want me to do. That's exactly how I know what to do. It's not like maybe they will come and tell you, use VLOOKUP to get your result. No, it's the way you see the data coming in and what you want to calculate. In the real world, it can come in this style that I've shown us. Immediately say I should work with dates. Now, but I check the data set, I can't find any dates. But I can see the plate number of all this, which shows that there is a master sheet that contains all these plate numbers. I will include their chassis number, insurance documents, you know, all those full details about vehicles, right? That one gave me idea already that, no, this detail is not completed. And now have to share me that file. Now, the file that I share me now is not inside this workbook. It's in another workbook, something like this. Let's say something like this now share me. I was able to now use my VLOOKUP from this page here to this place. I was able to use it to do my VLOOKUP. I'm sure we've worked within that one before, right, guys? Have you worked within that one before? Hello? That we'll be using VLOOKUP in another sheet. How many of us have worked around that before? Hello? Anyone? Or I should practice it? Oh yeah, talk please. You can speak. Oh yeah, Yilola. You can unmute and speak. I think you want to speak.
No, I'm simply asking if I've used it before.
Okay. Yeah, great. So that's just how it works. And I've even worked with 3 sheets, even up to 4 sheets. And let me try to paint a scenario at work now. We have list of trucks like this. Let me just try to duplicate this. My boss always asks me one question. He say, Paul, please, can you get me our trip analysis for the year? The year, let's listen to this real world scenario, right? It's just a single request, but it involves VLOOKUP, sum if, everything inside it. But can you get me the trip analysis of all our truck, right? Let me know the truck